Some cold fronts have blown through this week, bringing some of the rain we've needed and some intriguing cloud formations. And some of the foliage is starting to change, especially in the maple trees. The previous few weeks, there's been a noticeable absence of warblers. The fronts that blew in this week, though, brought some warblers with them. They can be a new challenge to identify this time of the year, because the adults are no longer in their familiar breeding plumage, and there's immatures with different plumage passing through. Their highly energetic and secretive behaviors also add to the challenge. Often, they will only reveal themselves for fractions of a second, and even then, not their full bodies. For many birders, it's not just their beautiful colors, but this challenge that makes them a favorite. If you haven't been able to figure it out, I've been filming two Blackburnian warblers in this clip. And here's a black and white warbler, an adult female, I believe. And this Nashville warbler is exemplifying the fleeting glimpses that are most common in the field. Chestnut-sided warblers have the earned reputation for being just a little bit more camera friendly. And the same can be said for magnolia warblers. Although breeding males have some differences in plumage, such as a black face mask, the rest of the year they can be easily recognized by the white eye ring, the two white wing bars, the yellow belly with the dark streaking on the flanks, and the black and white tail. Unlike many other warblers, their populations have not been affected much by habitat destruction, since they prefer second-growth forests. The magnolia warbler's name has little to do with their affinity for magnolia trees. It just happened by chance that one of the first ornithologists to describe this bird, Alexander Wilson, saw his first in a magnolia tree. The common yellowthroats have been here since the spring. We have plenty of shrubby fields for them to breed in here. Although not related, vireos often behaved a lot like warblers, bouncing around in search of insects. We've spotted at least 3 of these Philadelphia vireos this week. And plenty of red-eyed vireos. And the eastern towhees can still be heard calling from the thickets. This one appears to be a juvenile male, just coming into his adult plumage. And every tanager we see is a treat, considering that it may be the last one we see until next spring. The black cherry trees seem to be attracting the grosbeaks. The cherries provide the nourishment needed for their long journey down to Central or South America. Blue jays are one of the most common birds, yet most enamoring of eastern North America. And it's not just their beautiful colors that gives them their appeal. Like their cousins, the crows and ravens, they are gregarious and highly intelligent and vocal. Many aspects of their behavior are unpredictable. Long-term studies of individuals have shown that they decide to migrate some years and stay others, with no obvious reason as to what plays into their decision making. Their blue color, as with other birds with blue feathers, is not due to pigment. The blue color is created by the shape of the feathers, which diffracts light. The same process in which molecules in the sky diffract light, rendering it blue. I noticed these cedar waxwings hawking one day, but with just the naked eye, I could not see the buffet in front of them. But with binoculars, I saw this huge swarm of what I think are midge flies. It was a truly incredible experience witnessing this feeding frenzy. We've noticed some interesting spiders this week. This member of the orb weaver family is Argiope trifasciata, commonly known as the banded garden spider. As with other Argiopes, that squiggly line in the middle of the web, the stabilimentum, is a classic characteristic. They are found in open fields and prairies and tolerate much drier conditions than the other Argiopes. They are native to the United States and southern Canada, but by stowing away in cargo, they have expanded their range throughout much of the world. The webs are usually oriented in an east to west fashion. This, along with the black undersides of their abdomen, probably helps absorb solar radiation to heat their bodies. They typically eat and rebuild their web on a daily basis. It appears that that's what she's doing right now.
You don't usually see that.
The females have a much different appearance and are much larger than the males. This male is dangerously close to the female. He is probably going to attempt to mate with her. If the attempt goes awry, it could cost him his life. Here is another orb weaver. I'm not sure which species, but a male is nearby her. And here is a grass spider on its dew-covered web. Unlike most spider webs, this web is not sticky. The grass spider will run out at high speeds to catch any unfortunate insect that lands on his web. The rain this week has also brought forth more mushrooms, such as these small chanterelles. Small chanterelles are not just recognized by their small, waxy, fragile structure, but also the preferred habitat of patches of moss in deciduous forests. We also found a fly agaric this week. These mushrooms, the gem-studded puffballs, made a guest appearance in the science fiction TV series The X-Files. Season 6, Episode 21, was about a mushroom whose spores, if inhaled, would cause inebriation. The person would then pass out, and the mycelium of the mushroom would digest this person. Although the mushroom was completely fictional, the actor used to portray this fictional mushroom was the gem-studded puffball. And this off-centered mushroom is the ash bolete. This woody bracket fungus is Phylinus igniaris. Unlike most fungi, this one may persist for many years, continually adding new growth layers. Phylinus igniaris breaks down lignin and cellulose. Some people claim that woodpeckers seek them out when searching for a place to build a nest cavity because the wood underneath them is sure to be soft. These colorful mushrooms are commonly known as turkey tails. They have been used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries and are currently being tested as a combatant to cancer. The wood mushrooms we found last week are now growing mold. And here are some mushrooms we found this week that we have yet to identify. Our wildflower garden is flourishing right now, and in order to introduce these flowers around the sanctuary, we are in the process of digging transfer gardens. But we're not the only ones who are busy right now. The beavers have been adding fresh mud to their dam and inadvertently creating their own wildflower garden. In one of the tamaracks, there is some stalactite-like formations of sap forming. And we're still seeing lots of milkweed tussock caterpillars. This is its frass underneath it on the leaf. And the New England asters are blooming. And that wraps up another great week at the sanctuary.